Welcome back, Women's Baseball, the Inside Pitch. All this week we are focusing Australian Women's Baseball Championships from Adelaide. And for me, I've been so excited to sit back and watch what is happening in South Australia with women's baseball. The Nationals are in Adelaide at the moment, and it is perfect for us to have the next guest, Bianca Smith. Welcome.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Now, I've just been in awe sitting here in Melbourne and watching what's going on over in South Australia with women's baseball, from next to no teams a few years ago to 30-something. You're hosting nationals, you hosted a showcase, you're doing everything. Why baseball for you? How did you find it?
Yeah, I mean, I played baseball as a really young kid, and from there, moved into softball. But I've always loved baseball, always loved it. And I was given a fantastic opportunity to work for Baseball SA a number of years ago. And the year I started is the year that we brought in the SA Women's Baseball League. So I'm really lucky to sort of see the league grow over the time. So when I was there, we started the league with 4 teams, and they were 4 league-based teams. So we had colours. There was red, yellow, blue, green, and that's so we had like 50 girls come out. Girls that had never played before, girls from softball, girls from other sports, just a bunch of random females just coming out and giving it a go. And it just sort of took off from there. The next year we had 6 teams, and then we had 15 teams, and now we have over 20 teams, and it's club-based. So pretty much every club in Adelaide has a women's team now in Division 1, 2 and 3. So it's just huge now. Yeah, it's really amazing to see.
So full credit to yourself and Baseball Australia, but it sounds like you obviously did a massive bulk of the work yourself. And just talking about where did you find those girls were coming from, and the women? Like, where were they, just from other sports, or just looking to give something a go?
There was so many, a lot did come over from softball. They were playing softball and baseball, but otherwise there was just girls that play soccer, lacrosse, like girls that don't play sport anywhere else. Baseball SA actually offered the program as a free short program to begin with. So people just thought, why not? It's free. I'll go and give it a go. So they dragged their friends out, and it was pretty cool.
That is cool. And you said that it was started as a league-based competition, and now it's a club-based competition.
Yeah.
Yourself, you're a member of the Glenelg Club, but how have you seen the clubs get behind it, and how has it changed since it became a club-based comp?
Yeah, I think once it did go club-based, Glenelg was actually the first club to say, yep, we're going to put in a women's team. They put in 2 teams, and from there, clubs just thought, yep, we're going to do the same thing. And a lot of the women's teams were either girlfriends of the men's players or mums that have kids playing in the club. So that helped the league then grow again by capturing those sort of women. So, yeah. So and yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, you go on.
Yeah, so the clubs just, it created a real community in the clubs, because it was somewhere where a family could go. The mum's playing, the dad's playing, the kids are playing, and it's a real community at the club. So yeah, it was really popular. Yeah,
that is awesome. And so you're creating this whole thing, and you're playing at the same time. And is that, how did you juggle those things, and how did you start to progress your own career in baseball as a player?
Yeah. I was, so lucky to be a part of that league for me. It is hard when you work baseball all day and then, you go and play. It does get tough. But
it sounds pretty awesome. That sounds pretty awesome to us, like anyone that's listening. But I think if you live it, you might be,
Yeah, you sort of not so much lose the love of the game, but because it is all the time. Yeah, and from, I guess, not working at Baseball anymore and just being able to go out and play, it's like you find that real love for the game just to go out there on the field and, Yeah.
And what position are you? What's your skills?
Well, originally was an outfielder, and then when I come across to baseball, started pitching, and I love pitching, and ever since we formed the league, I've just been pitching since then, and So my partner is Matt Williams. So, I've been pretty lucky. I've had a pretty good coach to, teach me.
That's a good one.
Way. Yeah. Yeah. So I am really lucky to have him to, teach me that. So, yeah.
Yep. And obviously, Nationals is this week. It's in South Australia. Going back to your first state team, what was that? What Nationals was that? And what was that like?
That was 2016, I think. We were in Canberra, and we had a mixture of young players, older players in that team, and we had some really great coaches that year that really showed us the right way to go about things, and I think that really cemented us in building that team. And yeah, we went out there and we struggled. We really struggled that year. A lot of us was a first time at Nationals, so yep. But it was such a fantastic experience. Everyone just loved, and from that year, everyone sort of went out and said, "Okay, these are where the other states are at. This is what we need to, aspire to, and what we need to do to get better from there." And yeah, each year we just got a little bit better, and the last year I played was the year we won the bronze medal. So to go from, not winning, I think the first year in 2016 in Canberra, we won one game to in Geelong when we won the bronze medal, amazing.
Yeah, and look, I was going to ask you about that question around you go from nothing to winning a medal. Like winning a medal at Nationals is hard. And I spoke to Amanda Torrington earlier today around, we've only seen 3 teams win the Nationals. And I won a lot with Victoria, but I don't think that's a good thing. We want to see, I'd love for a Queensland to break through. They've been so close. But for you guys to be making a debut and then winning a bronze, what was that moment like down in Geelong? Good stadium down there, great facilities.
Yeah, it was really great. We just had such a great team, a great vibe that year, and we just, win another game, and we're like, wow, okay, bronze medal, here we go, let's go for it. And I think being SA, everyone sort of were like, yeah, it's SA, we'll be fine sort of thing. But, we went out and we just hit, and bronze medal, we took it home. So, yeah, really amazing. And just to reward the players that have worked so hard to just get better over the last couple of years, that, it was pretty special.
Yep. I wasn't at 2016 Nationals, but did you get a bronze medal when you won? Did you physically?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Yeah, because bronze is always interesting because when you play off in a gold medal game, when you lose, you've lost to win a medal, but when you win bronze, you actually win.
Yeah, that's right.
To win a medal. Who did you defeat and how did you go in the game?
We played New South Wales. I myself didn't play in that game, so I can't remember who pitched that game now, but it was just a real team effort. I mean, to get to that point, you've got to use all those pitches and in the right moments to win that game. So
and to beat New South Wales, that is amazing.
It was pretty cool moment. So yeah.
Wow. And Nationals itself, you talk about how fun Nationals are. It's all about we spoke before about the playing baseball, living, breathing baseball. But Nationals is awesome because it's like we're pro players. We're just with 20 chicks, we're playing baseball. I don't reckon there's a better week.
No.
And you're with that family. Is that how you remember your Nationals?
Yeah, and I think, every Nationals you meet girls from the other teams and, you might only see them once a year, so you rock up like, oh, hey, how you going? It's a good little reunion to catch up with everyone. But, when you're on the field, it's obviously competitive. But, when you're off the field, it's nice to catch up with everyone. So, yeah, it's just such a great week. Yeah.
Yep. And it's, as I said, we're not in the middle of Nationals week at the moment. You're not playing this week, but I see you completely kitted out. And it is late in the afternoon now, and you have been on field all day with the Baseball Australia Junior Girls Invitational Showcase. So
yes.
You've been coaching them. That is awesome. So thank you you're probably happy to sit down after all that coaching. Tell me about that and how that's been going.
Yeah, I'm pretty lucky to have the opportunity to work with the next group of girls coming through. There's some really talented girls out there. So this week we've got 5 days. They do some sessions in the morning, so pitching, hitting, infield, so running stations through, have a lunch break, and then it's straight into a game. So we have Team Lillywhite and Team Lovering. So
awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. And some of the girls out there, they're just amazing. So really cool to see them out here. And it's such a hub down here at West Beach at the moment. We've always got the women's teams coming in the afternoon, and the young girls here too. So yeah, it's pretty cool down here at the moment.
I know, and I'm jealous back here in Melbourne. So thanks for rubbing that in. But no, that's all good. And it's obviously the girls are having fun, as you said. They're getting to mingle and meet other girls from other states. But what about the talent? I hate to say it, but is there the next Genevieve Beacom? Is there the next Tani? Is there the next Shay Lillywhite?
I think so. I think so. There's some girls that are throwing pretty hard out there, but I guess they've got to keep working hard to get to the next level. And this is the perfect opportunity to work with, Pops and some of the other coaches that are out there to pick up new things. Sometimes you pick up new things from different coaches, and to have, I guess, Pops out there with all his knowledge, and it's good for those girls to work with him and pick up some new skills that they can take back and work on. So
it's also good for someone like yourself, like all coaches, to work with a coach like Pops. Jason Pospisil is the coach of the Australian Emeralds, as we know them now. So learning from coaches as a coach is important as well. Yeah,
definitely. I've got my notepad out there and writing things down. I'm, still fairly new to the game. So, for me to work with other coaches as well, it's good to pick up new things that I can take to the SA girls. So really, really good.
And we talk about all this development. The fact that you're doing this during a Nationals is amazing. You've set up the Women's League. You also run a social media... Well, it's not just a social media account. Tell me about Grow Her Game. So if you're not following Grow Her Game on all the channels and you're involved with women's baseball, are you really involved? Because Grow Her Game is awesome. I follow it. Tell me about what that is, why you started it, what are you looking to achieve?
Yeah, I guess Grow Her Game came from when I first, started playing, and we had the coloured teams that were league-based. And, even though we were all on different teams, it was such a community of women. And, we'd finish our game and then we'd go and hang out and have a drink. And, it was such a community that, everyone got along, everyone shared that love of baseball. And, I've met some of my best friends from playing baseball, and, our community of women's baseball here in SA is, a pretty close community. So I really wanted to have something for the next group of girls coming through to keep them together. Now that it is club-based, I guess it's harder to sort of keep those girls together. So it was an initiative to keep that community of young girls playing. When you're playing in club, you're playing, in a boys' team. So for them to have the opportunity to come to another program outside of their club, that they can, work with other girls their own age and share that love of baseball and keep them playing. Because, I guess at that teenage years, we do see girls drop out of sport. So if we can keep those girls together playing baseball as much as possible, I think it'll keep them playing through those, teenage years and hopefully into open women's. So, it just gives them an opportunity to work with other girls. So that's sort of where that came from.
Oh, as I said, if you're not following Grow Her Game, get on it. I'll put some links in all of this, so just do it a search. As I said, you're not playing Nationals this year, but you are hurriedly doing this between your day on the field, you're about to go out to dinner, and then you're coming back to the game for Victoria versus New South Wales Blockbuster. Firstly, to South Australia, how have you seen close game last night against Queensland? How do you see the team?
Yeah,
this year?
It is a very young team. We've had a lot of, older players sort of step back this year, and for a bunch of different reasons. But it's given those younger girls a chance to find their spot on the team and have the opportunity to play at Nationals. A very young team. A lot of them, this is their first Nationals. So it's really good to see them out there, and a good experience for them as well. So I think the team is, pretty good. They've got a lot of skill there. They had a pretty good game against New South Wales. The score didn't reflect that, but early on in the game, it was a good game to watch. So
that's good. Yeah, it wasn't live streamed. I was just on Game Changer, and it's stats are like bikinis. They show a lot, but not the important stuff. So you look at the score, and it's good to hear that from you, that it was a good challenge.
Yeah, it was definitely a good game. Last night was a bit of a heartbreaker for the girls. A few errors in the field, but Queensland had some great pitches. All three of their pitches, I think pitched really well. And SA had some good moments. Bianca Ramsey in centre field, she took some amazing catches out there.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, and then she had the throw to home for that out. And, I think the second one that was in the fifth inning, that's a tough one to catch, but she got there. So she had a ripper game, I thought. And Georgia Davis, the starting pitcher, she's only 15.
I wanted to ask you about Georgia. Everyone's talking about her.
Yep, she is a little pocket rocket down here in SA. She's had a fantastic season. So to see her get her start out there for the first time in Open Women's was really cool, and I think she did pretty well. Yeah. She
did. I was talking to Tani Lovering and talking to a lot of people about her since the game last night, and they were saying how well she pitched in 15. I couldn't believe she was only 15.
Yeah.
I mean, I tipped my cat tap. I've pitched at a couple of nationals. I don't know why I was pitching, but it's scary. So doing those as a 15-year-old.
I mean, she's pretty young, but she's one that she's probably been playing baseball more than any of us. She started when she was under 11, and she's played baseball right through. So
I love that.
Despite her age, she's got a lot of knowledge there and a lot of skills. So yeah.
Yep. No, we'll keep. I'll be keeping an eye on South Australia, as I will with every team. But it's really. I just really love when I see those younger players getting out there and getting an opportunity to give it a go, because you've got to do it. You've got to do it for your first time, and I think once you get the nerves through. So, and you keep talking about these younger players like you're so old. Like you're not.
I feel old compared to them. Looking at them, I'm like, I'm so old.
I feel old compared to everyone. No, so what's next for you? You're not playing nationals here, but obviously we're looking at potentially Baseball Australia, hoping there's an ABL Women's, and we had a showcase last year in Adelaide. There'll be a showcase in Geelong in a few weeks with the Adelaide Giants. What's your future? What do you want to do? What do you want to achieve as a player and a coach? If you could answer that now.
Yeah. Look, I still love playing. I hope to be back out at nationals next year, so still,
good to hear.
Working on my own game and working on pitching. So, that's still definitely playing, but I am very interested in getting more into those coaching roles and learning as much as possible in that sort of area as well. So that's definitely the next step for me. So, yeah. Perfect.
Well, I can't ask a question about a women's baseball coach named Bianca Smith, but I'm actually asking you about Bianca Smith, who is coaching over in the Red Sox, I believe.
Yep.
Every time I go to message you on Facebook, like she comes up, and I'm just like, I have to double check who I'm sending it to.
I mean, it's not
Smith
a very common name, and to have another Bianca Smith in baseball, I'm like.
Yeah, and look, and I think I'd like to ask you a question on that, because obviously we see Alyssa Nakin last week, first woman to coach first base. In the majors, and we've seen obviously Rachel Bolkovich now coaching in AAA. Bianca Smith's at the Red Sox. Is that a goal for you? Is it a? I mean, I just think it's there. It's an opportunity for women now.
It's not something I've really thought about. I guess it's always just seemed so far out of reach. But to see these other women finally getting the opportunities, it is possible. Like, it's happening. So, for sure. Like, definitely down the road in the future, would be pretty cool. Yeah.
The fact we can actually talk about it, that it's actually a possibility, because it wasn't when I was a kid. Like, I think that's for anyone. If it's us, if it's someone else, it's all good. So, but whatever the case is, you have done. I can't believe the stuff that you've done at in South Australia for women's baseball, for everything. So I just want to say congratulations on everything you've achieved as a development person, a player, a coach, as everything. So thank you. I feel privileged to have you on the show.
Well, thanks for having me. I mean, and it hasn't just been me too. There's so many other people at, you know, Baseball SA and
Yeah.
other coaches that, you know, are so supportive of women's baseball that, you know, it's pretty awesome to see across, you know, all the clubs, so many people supporting it and getting behind their female players at their clubs. So, yeah.
Well, I can't wait. We've got Nationals in 2022. You had a bronze medal a few years ago. I can see potentially Adelaide or South Australia breaking through for a Nationals win. I can see it. I can feel it.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
The girls are on the right track. So, yeah.
That is awesome. Well, I will let you go quickly, maybe squeeze in a nap between you go out to dinner and then get back for the blockbuster game.
Definitely.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.